How's it going, guys? It's Tyson Paul from We on the Laughs, and today I get the extreme honor of getting to interview one of my favorite comedians currently running right now. Actually, if you haven't seen his new debut comedy special, you're truly missing out, especially in this day and age for anybody that has a family or going through any family drama or anything like that. If you guys need a laugh, this is definitely the comedy special for you. Let's give it up for the man of the hour, Mr. Mal Hall. How's it going, Mal?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me, Tyson. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man, it's been a while, man. It's truly an honor to see your growth because I mean, like we've been like doing comedy together for a long time now, and definitely just getting to see from you like basically doing shows in San Diego to where you are now. Like it's an incredible journey to watch. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying the special is probably one of the best specials of 2025 so far. Like, I wish you would have kind of put it out earlier so we could definitely like highly debate like it being
hmm
one. What went into the start of the process of this comedy special? Like, when did you realize like, okay, it's time for me to put out a special?
So 2 years ago, I shot a half-hour special that I put out. And a friend of mine is a super talented director. OG's just super talented director, comes from the music world, and we shot this half-hour special because I was doing a run with Angela Johnson in Texas. We were going to be there for 2 weeks, and I saw an opportunity. We're in these, really big, beautiful venues. So I'm like, let's shoot this half hour. She lets me do a half hour in front of her. Let's shoot this half hour, and we'll just shoot it guerrilla style and have something amazing sort of to put out. And very intentionally shot it like Kill the Messenger, the Chris Rock special. So if you've seen that one, Chris shot it in like four different cities: London, New York, South Africa. There's one other city, and he chopped it all up. And so we shot the 2 weeks in 8 venues and chopped it up. And it was a half hour, and it was good. It was really good, but it lacked the full production value that I would want, on a project. So 2 years later, I get together with OG, and we're like, I have this hour of material that I'm really proud of. Like, let's shoot it. And so he came on board. He lives in Austin, Texas, and I'm in San Diego. So it's like we figured out a time period that would work for both of our schedules. And then I started, doing a bunch of stuff I've never done before. As comedians, it's like before you're famous, it's like you have to pound the pavement and do all the things on your own. So I'm look out here looking for a venue, trying to figure out what's the feel of the special. What do I want it to look like? And initially I had this super cool bar that I bought, bar called the Tipsy Crow in San Diego, and I ran a show there for over 10 years. This little basement bar reminded me of the cellar in New York City. And I was going to shoot there, but they went through a remodel over COVID, so they had no more stage where I used to do my show. So I, happened upon Lulu's at the Lafayette, the super historic jazz club here in the super historic hotel in San Diego, and it just like the room looks like a star. So I was like, all right, if I can, like, this special won't look like a YouTube special if I shoot it here. It looks like something completely different, very intentional, and so we locked in the date and started working.
Nice, nice, nice. And the name of your special is very unique. Like, I'll let you tell people what the name of your special is, but how did you even come up with like that being the name? Because most people is just like, yeah, like I'm gonna just make my like since it's my first hour, just call it B or
Yeah,
something like really, really simple. But you like was like, okay, I got a full catchy sentence.
yeah. So you've seen the special. So the special's called "What Are We Doing Today?" And to be honest with you, that naming the special was kind of one of the hardest parts. It was one of the hardest parts about naming the first special too. My first special is called "The Ice Cream's Not Ready," and this one, I mean, I work really closely with my director, and we always want every single piece of the special to be intentional and to to be remarkable. And what we mean by that is like something to talk about. Like, you know, if I could have easily called it Mal Hall Live or Mal Hall from, you know, live in San Diego. And the presentation of the jokes would have just been the same, but I feel like that title works for on a multitude of levels, and it's one of my favorite jokes on the special. So I was like, let me just let me just call it this. None of the other jokes in there, like none of the other sentences, you know. And I try to learn. I think we all, when comedians at our level, it's like we learn from, you know, we have mentors that are you know above us as far as career is concerned. And so Kevin Hart's specials always have sort of a title from one of the jokes and whatever the through line is. Dave's specials are kind of the same way. And so I, you know, draw inspiration from the job you want to have. So I picked a line out of the special that I thought was like, all right, this sort of represents what we're talking about here. And so that's how I picked it.
Yeah, and then it's perfect for like today's climate because really, like with everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
a special name. What are we doing today? Like
Yeah.
we do it. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
It's all
On a
about.
multitude of levels. What are we doing?
Yeah, no. So one of the main things I love about your comedy special is like I like when comedy specials basically flow. Like it's just like one like incredible journey from like beginning to end. And I like
Hmm.
how the course starts with like, hey, does everybody in here like have kids or like is like are you a like struggling parent right now? Okay,
Hmm.
like, we're about to take you on a complete ride through parenthood. And how did you come up with basically like the concept and like the journey that you were about to take people on? Because like I mean, obviously I've known you for a long time, so I know you
Hmm.
have like non-parenting jokes, but
Right.
in this day and age, like in your life right now with everything that you have going on, like this is the main focus. And it was actually like a pretty funny part of it because it was so relatable to everybody in the room and then everybody that's probably watching it on YouTube. Like, so
Hmm.
how did you how hard was the process of like figuring out the order of your lineup and then what jokes to put in and what jokes to kind of leave out?
Yeah. So you've seen me for a while. So like you know, like sort of my style is observational storytelling and kind of my entire career I've written the jokes from person point of view of whatever sort of chapter of life that I'm in. So like, you know, 15 years ago it was all about, you know, being single and trying to figure out how to meet women and then, you know, fast forward fast forward now it's like the struggles of a new relationship. And now this period of my life, like I'm, you know, recently in my 40s. I have 3 kids under 6, and this is sort of when I'm not on the road, you know, I'm here at my house in San Diego. Like, you know, I tell people I work 2 24-hour jobs, you know, so it's like
Yeah,
comedy is 24 hours and the
yeah,
being a dad is obviously 24 hours. And so the way I came up with sort of the order of the jokes, which is Tyson, honestly, this is one of the hardest parts about the process for me and my style, as you know, is not very like set up punch. I'm not like rapid fire in your face. It's like I tell stories, and if you're gonna watch my special, you have to basically sign up to come on a journey with me. And that was in the editing process. One of the notes I was getting back from, you know, some of the producers I'm working with was like, okay, we need to get to the funny quicker. We need to get to the funny quicker. And it's like, that's not my style, you
yeah,
know? My style is not, I'm not that. So in picking the order of the special, I wanted it to feel like when you sit down and watch this at your house, you should get the feel that you're sitting in the room that night with me. And this is sort of my style when you come to my live show. It's like I'm going to greet everybody first. I'm going to sort of set the table of who I am, and then we'll sort of ease into this, you know, one-way conversation. And and so in picking the order, it was very important to me to not just like be full parent material out of the gate. Like you can't, people that don't have kids are not going to sit there and watch a show if it starts off like here we go with parent jokes. It's like, all right, next.
Mm.
uh so it's very intentional. Like the beginning of the show is really just um more about being like a dude, just being like a guy surviving in a relationship before we get in deep into the parenting material. And so the second half of the special is really like where a lot of the parent stuff is, but the order was kind of easy because I feature for Angela Johnson and she gives me half an hour in front of her. So I was really able to like get the pacing every weekend when I would work with her. I would just do the first half, 30 minutes. And then, so like if we were doing early late show, I would do the first half on the early show, second half on the late show. And the cool thing about doing it that way is that I learned that like all of the jokes can sort of stand on their own in kind of whatever order I want to put them in. Obviously, the parent chunk kind of goes together, but they can all sort of stand alone. They didn't need to be in that order. I just felt like when we were editing, especially, like this is going to be a good flow for like when you're watching at home. It's hard to translate the, as you know, it's hard to translate the live show to people just sitting at home with every distraction in the world around them. So it's like, how do I keep a good arc that keeps people leaning forward like this?
Yeah. That perfectly is explained because I even noticed like while watching the special, it's like okay, like as long as there's a flow and you like continue to just like not like have a joke what last like longer than it needs to or like keep it going like how some comics because some comics now when they put out specials like what kills it is they like let a joke last like too long. It's like okay they've been sitting here talking about the same thing for 15 minutes and it was only good for the first five but they like kind of because like I mean I guess it's like how you do when because like preparation when recording a special is a lot harder than what people see like because people see it as like oh you just went up there for the first time and just spit off a whole hour
Yeah.
like and a lot of other comics like a lot of younger comics like that's kind of some of their mistakes as well because they'll put out a comedy special like when like they think they're ready but not necessarily like ready enough with the material to actually do a whole hour because like they don't know much about timing or basically what partakes into going into like a special like because the special usually is like the 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 mass amount of your work over like how many years you've been doing comedy and you just got to this point
Right.
all right I'm gonna put an hour in so my next question to you is like the night that you recorded the specials or recorded the special like where was your confidence level at that time and basically what made you most nervous.
Yeah. All right, let me speak to what you said first, and then I'll get to that question. So I think that part of um, the reason why a lot of the specials that we see on YouTube just seem not special is because it's so easy to, like, it's so accessible. Like, all you really need is an iPhone, and you can film an hour set. And if you're, as a young comedian, you go, yeah, this is a hilarious hour. This is special. Like, you have the ability to just film on your phone and then upload it and you can call it you know Joe Comedian
Yeah.
Special, and now it's in the out here in the world with all the other actual specials. But yeah, the getting a special together is like one of the hardest things, and it's definitely this special What Are We Doing Today represents not only the year and a half of writing and touring those jokes specifically, but then it's, you know, the 15 years in front of that of like learning who I am and learning my voice on stage. But I just wanted to speak to that. But the thing I was most nervous about, dude, I was most nervous. Like, I shot on a Friday and a Saturday. We shot two shows,
Mm.
and Angela Johnson, who's a good friend of mine and executive producer of the special, flew in for the Friday show to do the intro, and she just wanted to be there and like you know be there to support in person. And so for me, the thing I was most nervous about, because I already knew the jokes, it's a year and a half of performing the jokes. It's it's getting it as close to perfect on Friday so I didn't have to feel the stress on Saturday. That was what I was the hardest. And fortunately that Friday show went really well. And the Saturday show, I came in much more, loose and carefree, and we probably used an equal amount from both shows. Like if you're really like comedians, like how we are, it's like if you're really paying attention. Like we did a great job editing. My editor Cam was amazing, but if you pay attention to the front row, you can tell which is Friday and which is
Oh yeah.
Saturday night. Like that's the only thing,
Mm,
but it's about 50-50 because both shows were so good that we got to really cherry pick like, okay, this delivery out of these two nights, this was better. This
mm,
was better. And the flow was so good that it was kind of like interchangeable parts. It was pretty cool.
yeah. So you're originally from San Diego and you shot your special in San Diego. What like how special was it to be like doing this in basically your hometown in front of friends and family, and then having Angela Johnson there, like to help executive produce? Like, how much of an impact do you think she's had on your career and on the special as a whole? Like with the success that's already.
Hmm. Yeah, so filming, I mean, for any artist, I think filming in your hometown is just special because the most special part about it is that all your day one fans get to come out and be a part of this night and a part of this moment. And that was one of the most special things for me is like, you know, I've been doing stand up in San Diego for, over 10 years. And so it's like I see people who've been coming to my shows since I was just doing open mics, 3 minutes at the Comedy Store. And now, like, now they get to see, like, oh, this is, whoa, there's like five cameras and this is
You kind of a big deal.
professional. This is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Oh, Angela Johnson is here. That is, oh my, like, it was like we didn't tell people she was coming. So when she came out, it was like, whoa, like this is okay. Um, so it's very special to shoot at home. Um, if I could shoot all of them here at all the different historic venues around town. San Diego's a big city. It's like there's a bunch of cool venues I would like to shoot here. Then I would do it if I had the opportunity. But because the support is definitely super strong here. Um, Having Angela be a part of the be a producer on the special is invaluable. Um, it's like I feel I'm very grateful to be able to work with her, and the thing that I enjoyed the most working with her is she understands I'm very Kanye West on the court, on the court, Kanye West. As far as the artist is concerned, I'm very detailed. Not a Nazi. I'm very detailed with my work, and I have a sort of a vision, a creative vision, and like a method to my madness. And so she was great, and she knows this. She's known me for over 10 years, so she was great about like letting me handle all the artistic direction of how the special looked, the jokes I put on there. There was really no like input there. Don't do this, do this. From her, the the space where she had the most impact, Tyson, is like the distribution, the post production part. Um, I mean, this business is about who you know, not what you know.
Mhm,
It's about who you know, not how talented you are. It's about who you know, not how funny you are. Because some of the funniest comedians we both know, nobody knows, and they're hilarious.
mhm,
So for me, my first special, I put it out on my YouTube page behind the strength of my email list, and that was it. This special with Angela, we were able to take out and at least introduce the project to all of the streamers, and
mhm.
then found a home with 800 Pound Gorilla, and they've been amazing. to work with. And for me, I've been doing stand up for a very long time. This is how I've paid my bills since 2010. Like, I am a comedian, and this is my first major step towards like really defining myself as an artist on my own, and it's she's had a big part in making that happen.
Mm. Yeah, and it's great that you mentioned the 800-pound gorilla as part of the production team that basically helped produce the special. I guess like could you tell the younger comics like how important it is to basically either like bet on yourself by going like more independent route than like saying like going to like a Netflix or a Hulu.
Mhm.
Have basically companies like 800-pound Gorilla or Don't Tell and other independent companies just willing to just basically make the best out of your special and
Mhm.
basically treat it like better than maybe like a major company would that just is like, okay, just send us whatever and then hopefully we like it rather than going to like 800-pound where they actually focus on comedy and focus on comedians.
Yeah, I think if you're a younger comic watching this, I think sort of my path and my sort of strategy has always been to focus on the work, like let the work speak for itself, like, and that's like sort of from the beginning. Like, when we first start, it's like think that we think we have more time than we maybe do. We want to be on shows that we're maybe not ready for, and if we can't get on certain shows, we think it's, you know, why are you hating on me? Like, I'm funny enough to be on this show without the time and perspective to know, like, oh, okay, like, I'm definitely open mic level, and people are definitely paying money to be at this show, so that's why they're not having me, because I'm not ready yet. I just need to put in a little bit more time. And I think once you pay those dues, sometimes doors do open, and sometimes it is a meritocracy, and the right people see you at the right time and give you the opportunity. But uh, that isn't always the case. And I think that if you have the means and if you believe in yourself, like I did, I believe in myself. I'm one of the funniest headliners out here working. And so I think you have to, at a certain point, you have to bet on yourself if you believe in yourself, And so over that year and a half that I was developing the material, I was also saving money, like stashing away money, uh, because I self finance this thing. Like, everything you see, the entire process, that was all me saving money with the vision of like what I wanted to look like. And like we talked about earlier, I could have just got an iPhone and set it up on a tripod. But to me, like, you dress for the job that you want. That's one of the cheesiest quotes ever, but it's like, it's so true. Like, if you dress a certain way, people are going to treat you a certain way. If you talk a certain way, people are going to treat you a certain way. And it goes with everything. And so I've treated my entire career, my entire sort of business as a person that way. And so my comedy special, I want it to look like something that you would see on a major platform. Like, so I'm going to spend the money, I'm going to save the money and figure out a way to make it look the right way. And I think that's, if you believe in yourself that much, and you could, um, we all have the means. You just have to find a way to sort of make it happen. And for me, the price, I mean, the special, if you haven't seen it, the special looks like $1 million, as it should. That's on purpose.
Mm.
Um, but you know, like I said earlier, this entire business is about who you know. So it's like, over my 15 years of doing this professionally, I've met a lot of, obviously I have a lot of comedian friends, but I have a lot of musician friends. I have a lot of photographer friends. I have a lot of, fill in the blank friends. And, when your network is deep and when you treat people right, people, uh, people are happy to help. And if you can get out of your own way, this special is also an exercise in that, because for a long time in my career, I'm just like, I'll do it on my own. I'll figure it out. I'll do it on my own. And that works to a certain point, but you can't, another cheesy quote, you can't do the same thing every time and expect different results, you know? And this is a exercise in that for me. I got out of my own way and asked for help. And so this is like, if you're a young comedian out there, that's another thing. It's like, don't be, sometimes we're too proud to ask, you know, ask the person that's running that show if you could do the show. And when they tell you no, if they tell you no, you know, don't be an asshole about it. Don't follow up immediately. Like, maybe ask them, okay, is it possible for you to tell me why? Like, I would, you know, I'm just trying to learn why here. So I don't, you know, I don't want to, whatever you're seeing, I'm sure other people are seeing, and I would like to not have people see me this way. So if you could tell me, maybe they'll tell you the show's booked out for a while. So hit them back later. Or maybe they'll tell you, if they're, you know, not scared of being honest, maybe they'll tell you like, I don't think your comedy's right for this show yet. And that lets you know, okay, just get in your notebook, work on your writing, work on your craft, and but don't be afraid to ask questions. And I was afraid for a very long time. If I could get in a time machine, I would tell myself, ask questions and ask for help
Mhm.
early.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great advice to actually give younger comics, because there's a lot of younger comics out there that just like are they're just trying to rush to fame when not really knowing that it's a slow process, but it's a slow process for a reason to only better
Yeah.
you when you get there. And so, your kids are very important to the special. Your wife is very important to the special.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if they're okay with that, but like when they first saw it, like what were
Mhm.
their reactions to watching the special? Especially, I want to know your wife, like your wife's.
Yeah, yeah. My wife is cool. My wife, so it's cool about, you know, my wife and I's relationship is like, she met me when I was a comedian. It's not like we got together and then I became a comedian. So like, she learned very early on that like my life is open.
Mhm.
Uh so for these jokes specifically, like over the year and a half, she had come to a handful of the shows, so she knew the material. And she came to one of the nights, one of the taping nights, so she knew what she was getting into. I will say, I still have to talk to my father-in-law and see how he's receiving the special. My mother-in-law was at the taping. I know she thinks it's funny, but like,
I was
I
like,
don't know.
one family member, we need to talk. Like,
Yeah, yeah. We'll see him over the holidays, and
yeah,
if
right.
the if the mood is funky, I'll know what's going on.
You just tell him. He's like, hey, it's over a couple tens of thousands of views.
Yeah, it's
It's like now
people love it.
knows you. Now the world knows.
Yeah.
So,
What I think is what is tougher is that like for some of the parent jokes, you know, I have friends that are parents, and some of them are the people in the show.
mm,
And so one of the creative parts, one of the I won't say difficult, just one of the challenging parts about the material is like some people don't have a sense of humor about themselves. And when your comedy is like as real as mine, it's like sometimes you have to change the names to protect the innocent. And so that was like there's a few of the jokes where I'm like, all right, okay, I need to sort of create a different world so these people don't know that this is them. So then when I'm around, they're acting different.
mhm.
And so more than my kids, mind, I don't care about their opinion. You saw my attitude of how I parent. Like this is how I'm paying the mortgage, bro. Chill out. Uh it's more just like protecting some of those friends so they don't feel attacked.
Yeah, I mean, because I guess like, are you aware that people like act like differently around you because they don't want to be a bit?
Um no, I don't think people notice the things in themselves that I notice.
Uh,
So that's like the beauty. And Tyson, I don't know how you are when you're just hanging out with regular people. I hang out with normal people. I say I say normal, gen pop, regular ass, non-comedian people a
Mm-hmm.
lot. And I don't think that's on purpose. Like a lot of comedians hang out with a lot of comedians and they're just around comedians all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when you do that, your comedy can lose touch with how actual people live. And so I think the one of my cheat codes is like if I'm going to be this person talking about everyday things, I need to be hanging out and listening to how everyday people talk and speak.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you come to the show, like some of the terms that I'm using, the reason why they pop so loud is because these are terms that they're actually using in their day to day. And so I'm not super jokey when you meet me in person. I'm really kind of quiet and I'm an observer. I'm always noticing things, and those are the things that the small things are what make it into the show.
Yeah, I love to like because when I do the same thing. I don't really hang out with like a lot of comics and stuff,
Hmm.
but I hang out with a lot of people, and
Hmm.
they know that they when they know that you do comedy, they like kind of like try to like be careful what they say or like be careful with what they act around you because like they're like, oh, I don't want you to use me in my show, and now I have to tell them like, hey, like I hate to tell you this, but there's a lot more going on.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't have to use
yeah.
you to make this work. But then like you'll notice like little things about them, and it's just like, all right, like I'll say this. I won't say it's you, but I'll say it's about different people. So
Hmm.
I can totally relate to basically being that observant.
And that's a lot of new people too. Your old friends who've known you forever and they know that you're a comedian, they don't even register you as comedian anymore. It's only the new friends that are like, "Is this going in your bit? Are you
Yeah, yeah,
gonna? Are you
yeah,
gonna wait?" Like if anyone laughs at anything you say, it's like, "Wait, is that one of your jokes?" Like,
yeah,
no. Are you
yeah,
gonna write about me? No, 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 you're not that. You're not
no,
as interesting as you think.
yeah.
But I'm gonna talk about this on a podcast.
I'm gonna talk about how you made this awkward. Yes, I'll talk about this, but like never that. Uh,
Yeah.
Let me almost like get you out of here because I know
Mhm.
you got a lot of parenting to do.
Yeah.
Um, Angela Johnson, uh, you've known her for over 15 years, and basically she basically in a way paid it forward to you as far as like you on the road and success in your career and
Hmm.
part of this special. Now it's your turn to basically pay it forward. Like, is there one comedian that you would love to pay it forward to, or also is there a way that you plan on like paying it forward to the comedy community of San Diego or just in the world in general?
Yeah. So, I mean, I look forward to the day, Tyson, where I can, produce someone special, and that day will, can't come soon enough. I'm currently taking this interview in my shed. That's why the thing is blurred out. This is
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
I'm in a shed where I store things. It is hot as hell in here right now. Uh, the way I pay it forward to the comedy community, you kind of got. I mean, you've known me forever, so you know. But it's like I'm an open book, and when people ask me questions, I give full answers. Like I'm very long winded, and I will tell you. I tell people all the time, I don't know. I don't think I know everything, but I know what I know. So I will tell you. I don't think I'm right. I'll just tell you what I know, what I've experienced. And for young comedians in San Diego, there's like definitely a handful of them that have like used me as a resource for and I've noticed that they don't make the mistakes that I had to make to learn them. And and if there's any comedians watching this, like I'm happy to answer like any questions you have about anything, about comedy in general, about producing your own comedy special, about like whatever the questions may be, because this is such a strange career that we have, and there's no like actual right way to do it. but there are some mistakes that you can make if you don't have the right information. So any questions that people have, I'm always ready to help. And then as soon as I'm paid up, I can help you guys on this end. But right now I have three kids under six, and so so they're eating up
I get to
literally a lot of
after I get to college and do another, then I'll be ready to take on
yeah.
everybody.
Who knows if this hour keeps going, it's really slow and steady, but like amazing numbers, for like, let's be honest, like I'm an unknown entity. I'm not famous or anything. Comedians that have been around for over 10 years sort of know me. I'm a grinder. But let's say this continues on its trajectory and somebody with influence sees it and blows it up, and then the second special goes crazy, I might get to the money quicker. I might be able to help you while my kids are in high school. But we gotta make we gotta make that happen first.
Yeah. Are you already in the process of working on a second special?
Yeah, I just headlined the Comedy Store here in La Jolla this past weekend, and it was my first time doing a full hour set. I did 4 hour sets, and I sort of have the framework of what I'll film for the follow up to what are we doing today. I'm in my mind right now. I haven't talked to anyone, but in my mind, I'll probably shoot again in September. That was like kind of a nice time. It gives me a full all of next year really to like really, really, distill these jokes down to their best form, and then start the process again. Maybe shoot in a different state, or pick a different venue here, or what have you. But I definitely have an hour of material like already,
Yeah.
because we shot in September last year.
Mhm.
We shot September 2024. It took my editor and I 8 months to like 7 months to edit, because again, very Kanye West, can't do that. No, one more frame. Take one more frame out of there. I don't like the pacing on that. Very detailed. But I made a commitment to myself, and it's like the hardest thing to do is like after you've like complete a set, or you film a set and put it out. One of the hardest things to do is to not perform that material anymore. And I
Mhm.
think sort of the standard that has been set for us by um, you know, all of our goats is like, once the special is out, that material is retired. So it's like you're not doing that material anymore. So once we shot the special, I think I performed those jokes for maybe a month and a half after we taped. And then at that point, I was like, all right, time to start fresh. And so it's been almost a year. It's been a year. So I have, fresh material that I'm working, similar point of view. And there are a couple of jokes that we had to cut from the special for time. So those are like now the super, super, super solid anchor points, jump off points for this next project.
Mhm.
And so that's like a luxury to have like a 7 minute chunk that was good enough to be on the set list for the special, but just had to cut it for time, is like a good play. I feel like I'm in a good place to be for the next one.
Yeah, that's great to hear, man. Because like I said, like it was a true honor watching the special, especially because like I mean it's great like watching people that you've known for a while like get to this level and get to the part where like they're producing like not only like just like solid specials but like legendary specials. Because I think like after like in a few years we're all gonna look back as like this being one of the like highlight specials of the decade because like I said, it's just like it's so relatable to all of us at this time. Like so I can't
Hmm.
wait to like come back and probably have like a 5 year reunion of
Yeah,
special and go from there. But it was great talking to you, Mel. Like
amazing.
it's an
Dude,
honor.
thank you for the kind words, dude. I have goosebumps right now. That's very nice of you to say. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Can't wait to see you again. Hope to see you very soon. This is Tyson Paul from We on the Laughs. Please go out and if you have not seen Mel's special yet, please go on YouTube right now. It's easily accessed. Just type it in.
Don't even go to YouTube. Just pull it up on your browser. Pull up malhalltv.com, and it'll go straight to the special. You don't have to go in there and look for it. And when you watch it, it's a clean special, so you can watch it with your entire family. I'm going to be really trying to push people to watch this over the holiday season coming up. I think it's great. Like families are going to be together, and like you can enjoy it with everyone in the family.
Mhm.
But when you watch it, what I tell people, you pull it up on your main device, like your Apple TV or whatever. You will have to search my name on the Apple TV, but like pull it up on the main TV, and then whoever's watching with you, I need you to tell them to pull their devices out and pull it up as well. Grab all the kids' iPads from
Like,
wherever at around the house.
use it once.
Yeah, pull it up. I need a full click farm at your house. Okay, I
Yeah,
need 8 plays for every one play.
you got to do it. Challenge. Do it as a TikTok challenge.
Yeah, how many devices can you get this special on?
Can you watch it on in the house?
Yeah, I'm
One,
stealing that. I'm doing that as a video. That's hilarious.
it's all yours. It's all yours. Thank you, Mal. I'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate everything that you're doing, man. Keep laughing at life because it's actually pretty funny, man.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.